Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and welcome to the Game Exposed podcast. If you guys have a brief question on a narcissist and you want to submit it and have your question answered on the podcast, submit a brief question, you guys, no more than a paragraph because it won't be read. Text your questions to 917-636-1109 and text me your questions, and I'll try to get to as many questions as I can and answer them on the podcast, but please make it brief, no more than a paragraph, okay? 917-636-1109. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and today I want to answer some listener questions. So let me dive right in. And here's the first question. He wrote, "Hi, Yaz. So my ex didn't want to have sex, saying she's stressed out. She wouldn't go on dates because she said all I wanted was sex. When I've said that I don't want that, I just want to spend time with her. I paid for everything she wanted and kept promising that we would get better if I got her this or that. We were supposed to have a nice weekend this weekend and go to the lake after I bought her everything for the lake and a new vanity. After all that, she changed her number. This is the second time. Will she ever go back to treating me right like she did in the beginning? Thank you for doing God's work. We've been on and off for almost a year." Well, here's what I think. This woman is using you. Period, dot, end of story. She is using you, all right? When somebody says, first of all, you guys have been on and off for a year. So the thing is, she's saying, she doesn't want to go on dates because she thinks all you want is sex and everything like that. But yet she can go and she could have you buy her a vanity and spend money on her, all right? And then once she gets what she wants, she disappears and ghosts on you. So the bottom line is this: she's not into you. She's not into you because if she was into you, she'd want to be with you and she would want to have sex with you at this point, all right? So the thing is, she's just using you for the supply of whatever you could buy her. So stop buying this woman anything, and that's how you're going to really see if she really cares about you. You're saying, will she go back to treating you right the way she did in the beginning? Well, in the beginning, it was all an act. It was all an act because she wanted things out of you. All right? She tried to fool you into thinking she was so into you, got you buying things, and then she disappears because she's not into the intimacy. She's not into the relationship, and she's just using you to get whatever she wants out of you. Now, you deserve better than this. So stop buying anything for her and see if she wants to spend time with you. If she keeps making excuses why she doesn't want to spend time with you, then you know right then and there this woman is not into you. And you know right then and there right here because she's making excuses not to be close with you. But she's still keeping in touch with you, and she's keeping in touch with you when she wants something. So you have to see it for what it is. If she doesn't... You guys, if somebody doesn't want to be close with you, if they don't want to have sex with you and you've known them a while, all right, if they still contact you and everything, but there's no intimacy and they don't want to, be close with you, then they're with you for another reason, all right, which a lot of cases is for financial reasons. So stop doing anything for them financially, and then you'll really see the fact that she'll never, ever come around, all right? But that person you saw in the beginning, that was all an act, all right? That's when people are at their best, all right? And you never see that again because it wasn't real. That's not the real person. She's basically breadcrumbing you and getting together with you when she needs something. She has you buy something, and then after that, she disappears on you. You deserve better than somebody disappearing on you, okay? Okay, you guys, next question. She wrote, I have a question for you, a better question. What can a vulnerable person do if the narc is a professional type and is using social service agencies against you to turn everyone against you, so to not want to help you, but instead help the narc, all right? Long story short. And you guys, when you're going through a divorce, this is very, very typical. I'm not sure if she's going through a divorce, but this is typical during divorce. During a divorce, when you're dealing with a real nasty, wicked narcissist, what they're going to do is either call social services on you, CPS, Child Protective Services. They're going to, try to manipulate the courts, manipulate the judges, manipulate the attorneys, or their attorneys may be, shifty as well and manipulators. But always walk in the truth and always do the right thing. Because when you do the right thing, all right, whether you have children or, as far as co-parenting or anything like that, there is absolutely nothing a narcissist nor their attorney can do when you are doing the right thing and you are following a court order or you're doing the right thing by your children. Because whatever they may throw out at you, all right, whether they have social services come to your house or anything like that, as long as you're doing the right thing, there's not a fucking thing social services can do, all right? So don't be intimidated by the fact that the narcissist could go to agencies or to, other authorities or to anybody else. If you're doing the right thing, there's nothing they can do, all right? Like I had somebody make a comment and he said something like, well, even his attorney in court was a liar and a manipulator and everything like that. Well, you know what? When you have an attorney that's a liar and a manipulator, that's why you have a better attorney that's going to hit them with the facts. Because when you're a liar, whether it's an attorney or not, you have to back up whatever you say, and especially in court, all right? And that's where narcissists get nailed. They get nailed in court when you have a good attorney that's hitting them with the facts. Trust me when I tell you, because I've been there, all right? So, it doesn't matter if their attorney is a liar. It doesn't matter if they call social services or authorities on you or anything like that. As long as you walk in the truth, you do the right thing, you can back up what you say, you can back up the facts. There's not a fucking thing their attorney or any authorities can do to you, okay? Period, dot, end of story, all right? Because they can pull up every lie out of the book. When you come back at them, you say, well, prove it. Prove that happened. Prove it, okay? They're not going to be able to prove a lie. So, this is how you hold yourself, all right? You got to understand, when you're dealing with a narcissist and it's wicked and maybe you're going through a divorce, they're going to try every way possible to hurt you, and especially if there's children involved. That's why you've got to be prepared. Be prepared, you guys. I have to do a podcast on all of this. I'm pretty sure I did divorce and everything like that, but you have to expect them to come at you. But when you do the right thing, you do the right thing by your children, you're fair and equitable and you do the right thing and you cover yourself so you don't give them anything that they could say, even if they call authorities, then there's not a damn thing they can do, all right? There's not anything they can do when you're doing the right thing and you're speaking the truth, all right? So that's what I have to say to that. Let them call whoever they're going to call. Let them go to whoever they've got to go to, professional authority, whatever. If you're doing the right thing, guess what? There's nothing you can do to me because I'm doing the right thing. You have nothing on me, all right, you guys? Okay, you guys, I'm moving on to the next question. He wrote, my question is, will my narc try to come back? We knew each other since high school. We dated long distance for 8 years. We were married for 2. Shortly after getting married, her friends told me she had been cheating, and I confronted her. I had evidence, and she denied everything violently, even to the point of threatening suicide. I had to have her forcibly treated in a hospital. Tried to make it work and moved to a new state and couldn't take the reactive abuse and devaluation anymore. So I told her we would amicably split after our lease ended so she could land on her feet. She ended up setting me up in public with her new boyfriend to make me look abusive. She came back and tried to be sweet, but I found out about her new boyfriend and his sugar daddy payments to her. So it became an ugly split, and we haven't talked in over 2 months. And I exposed her pretty badly. I don't want her to come back, but I'm terrified she will try to weasel her way back in. Is she going to come back? Well, 9 times out of 10, she will come back. But you have to be ready for that, okay? She'll come back if you have something to offer her, all right? Or if something goes wrong with her sugar daddy. When she's down and out, that's when she's going to come back to you, because this is what narcissists do. They bounce from supply to supply. They bounce back to their exes. You have a long history with her. She may try to bounce back. Even if you expose somebody, you guys, even if you expose somebody, they could still come back if they feel they can manipulate you and they feel that you have something that they need, all right? If they feel they can, see, she got you to react. She caused reactive abuse in you. So in her mind, she knows you still care. So that means that still has control over you. So there's a good chance that she's going to come back. She may give it some time, wait for you to cool down. And this is what they do. They wait till you cool down, and she may come back in time and try you, okay? Or when things are not going good with the sugar daddy over there, or he dumps her after he uses her, as long as he uses her and then he's done with her, she's going to try to bounce back to you if she feels that, you still care, okay? So the bottom line is, whether she comes back or she doesn't come back, just block her across the board. Block her across the board. And if she becomes obnoxious, she shows up at your door or anything, you tell her, you leave or I'm calling the cops, all right? Because then it gets to the point of harassment. It gets to the point of harassment. You've got to be as cold as ice. No communication whatsoever. The only reason I'm telling you, if some narcissists, when you block them and everything, they could show up at your front door. In which case you don't answer your door. You just, let them know you better leave. You leave. Or, I'm going to call the police because, you shouldn't be here. All right. So, yeah, she'll come back. I think she'll come back because she knows you care, because you did the reactive abuse and you have a history with her. And if she's with a sugar daddy, that's not going to last too long, because once the sugar daddy gets everything they can get out of her, it's a wrap. Okay. Okay, you guys. Next question. She writes, what would be the best way to handle being afraid of a possible narcissistic rage that might become physically violent? I don't live with him. I have employed all tactics I should. However, he refuses to go away. I am afraid if I completely stop talking to him, when he reaches out, he could become violent. I feel trapped to continue very limited communication for my safety. He is smart and won't do anything blatantly stalker or dangerous. He shops across from my apartment and lives a mile away. He doesn't know which apartment I live in, but knows the area and complex. I'm scared and I feel trapped. I refuse to run from him, but not sure how to make him leave me alone. Well, if you feel, you're saying that he's dangerous, but then in another sense, you're saying that you don't think he's a stalker. Usually people that are very dangerous like that and won't leave you alone, they are a stalker, okay? And he may be stalking you and you don't even know it. He may be watching you and seeing what building you're going into and you don't know it, all right? If you're feeling that you're dealing with somebody that could become violent, 9 times out of 10, you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, and malignant narcissists are extremely, extremely dangerous, all right? You do not play with a malignant narcissist, okay? So there's a couple of ways you can handle this. Number one, you can go to the police and let them know that, you don't feel safe. You feel, that this person might be watching you or stalking you. Now, you're saying you don't think he's stalking you, but if he's dangerous and he's not letting go of you, then 9 times out of 10, he probably is stalking you, all right? So you have to be careful, all right? You have to be careful of this person. I don't know if he's ever put his hands on you, and that's why you're saying, you're afraid of a narcissistic rage. It sounds like he has put his hands on you. That's why you're afraid of something like that, or you have seen him become violent like that. And that's not somebody that you should underestimate, okay? If you don't, a lot of times when people are dealing with somebody like that, they get out of Dodge, all right? They get, not because, it's not a matter of, you refuse to run from him. It's a matter of safety, okay? And you want to feel safe, and you don't know what this person could do. There was just a case in the news in New York City where a girl just broke up with her boyfriend only a week up in Washington Heights, and she was coming out to go to work at 5:30 in the morning, all right? And he stabbed her 3 times, stabbed her in the stomach, stabbed her in the back, stabbed her in the neck, and he killed her. And as she was dying, I believe she was going into the building, she saw her father, and she said, so-and-so did it. That's how they were able to nail him and catch him. It was her ex-boyfriend, because this is when you're most in danger, when you leave a malignant narcissist, all right? Because they feel like they're losing control. So you have to be very, very careful with somebody. So if, you have to protect yourself too, you guys. You can't always 100% rely on the police. Let's say I'm not saying specifically with this situation, but what I'm saying is, when you feel you're in that kind of danger with somebody where they could really hurt you physically. I've known people that have gotten restraining orders and it didn't help them, all right? So, you have to do what you have to do, if you know what I mean, wink, wink, to protect yourself if you feel that somebody is very, very dangerous. But what you do is you do minimal contact, minimal gray rock. You become as boring as a gray rock to the point where they get tired of you and they get tired of it. The only problem that you could have is if you are dealing with a narcissist that has no fucking life and can't move on from it. That's why when you're dealing with a dangerous person or a malignant narcissist, you better hope when you break up with them that they have other options or other things going on. Because if they don't, okay, they're going to come back at you with a vengeance. If they have nothing going on, they're going to come back at you with a vengeance and stalk you and harass you because they can't handle losing all that control. And some of them will do it anyway. Some of them will do that anyway, even if, they had a long-term relationship with you or you had kids together. Oh, forget it. All right. So the bottom line is you become as boring as a gray rock. If you're afraid to go completely silent because of what they may do, you like one-word answers. Yes, no, I'm working, I'm sleeping. The minimal you say to them, the better. You just become as boring as possible. And if you really feel that this person is dangerous, you should really reconsider getting out of that area. I know you don't want to, you refuse to run from him, but you don't want to have to always look over your shoulder either if you're dealing with somebody, who's that dangerous. Okay? So I hope that helps you. And if he starts to harass you, then period, dot, end of story. You have to go to the police. You have to get a record of this. Also, you guys, when you're being stalked by an ex or something like that, or you feel that they're dangerous, make sure you put cameras all around your house. Put cameras everywhere. Have an alarm on your home. All right. Be safe. If you have to carry something, you carry something. All right. Half these people that you see on Dateline 48 Hours, it was all when they broke up with the narcissist. They ended up telling the narcissist, oh, I'm going to get a divorce from you or something like that. And the narcissist flipped out and boom, you found them dead. Okay? You found them dead because the minute you tell a dangerous, malignant narcissist that you're leaving them is the minute that you are in, that's the time when you're most in danger. And you guys, you even have to be careful. Even after you break up with them, you think everything's all right. They may catch you going to work. They may follow you in your car. All right. They may send somebody to your house. All right. These people, I know now we're getting into psychopaths and sociopaths and everything like that, with antisocial behavior kind of people that would do something, like that. It's all, on the spectrum. with malignant tendencies where they have zero empathy and they're out for revenge. They're out to hurt you, but you have to protect yourself, okay? You have to protect yourself, and don't always rely on the authorities to 100% protect you, because sometimes they can't just get there. And that actually happened to a friend of mine who, she had the little thing that you hit the button. She broke up with her boyfriend. He was very, very violent, okay? This guy was bad news. He had like an 18-page rap sheet, and, his girlfriend before her had to move out of state because he was so dangerous, and she got involved with this guy. He was bad news. And what happened is she broke up with him. She tried to get away from him, and she went to the cops, everything. She had the little button, that you press, if you feel, she got from the police, if she feels she's in trouble and everything like that. Well, she went to work, all right? She worked at a car agency. She was like a manager there. She had a great career, beautiful girl. Showed up at the car agency and just point blank period shot her and then shot himself, okay? So you guys, you have to get away from these people. You have to protect yourself. Protect yourself, all right? And don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate them. So you become as boring as a gray rock, and you just, if you see that it's crossing the line to harassment, then you have to go to the police, let them know. You have to, protect yourself every which way, cameras, whether you carry something or whatever. But, you have to do what you have to do or move away. I know you don't want to, but if you find that, you're in an unsafe situation, you may have to, okay? You have to do what's best for your safety. If you guys are having a problem in your dating or relationship, or you're dealing with somebody maybe that's narcissistic, you don't know if they're a narcissist, or you're just having problems, you're in a toxic relationship and you need some clarity on it, go to the link in the podcast description for my website where I offer email and phone coaching. If you have a quick question, just a quick question, and you want to get a video sent back to you answering your question, there's also a link there for Vizio where I will send you a personalized video answering your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz, and I want to tell you about my 2 books on Amazon. The first book is Regain Your Power. It's all about power and relationship. Who has the power in the relationship? And it goes into all of that, okay? The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time, okay? Check it out. It gives you a lot of good clues as to whether you're with somebody who's a real one or somebody who's just going to waste your time. You could read them both with Kindle's free trial membership. So check it out. Link is in the podcast description. Hi, you guys. I just want to let you know that the Game Exposed now has their merchandise available. Check out the link in the bio, and you could go check it out. There's cool hoodies, cool sweatpants, cool hats. So go to the bio for the link. And also, don't forget to follow me on Facebook at The Game EXP 123, and also on Instagram, The Game EXP 123. Okay? And have a great day.